So I was watching a Scribe Light video yesterday. It was an educator, another one of these Marxist gender studies types. I think you know what I mean, right? Talking about, various things with respect to school and restorative teaching or some stuff. I'll put the link below. What I want to relate to you about it, though, you please go watch it and like it and all that other stuff. She talked about only the symptoms. You see that a lot, don't you? Well, we've got this particular problem over here. For example, we have rogue cops out shooting people. That is a symptom. What is the root cause in many cases of that? Well, we don't want to talk about that because the root cause would be Democrat leadership for decades. Don't want to talk about the root cause because that would be inconvenient, you see. Because these same Democrats who can't run their own police force want to take their skills and run the entire freaking country like their failed experiments in big cities. So let's not talk about the root cause because that would be, it would kind of show that maybe we don't know what the hell we're doing. If we show them that, they won't vote us in. Oh, God. But anyway, so she talks about symptoms in this TedX talk. The symptoms would be perhaps not a good family life, maybe some abuse, teenage pregnancy, drug use, criminal activity, various other things that, the school system needs to do differently to address the symptoms. She doesn't talk, however, about the root cause, because that would be racist and sexist, wouldn't it? The root cause, at least part of it, might be 70% of a certain race of women are having children out of wedlock. The average is up in the 40s among all the races of women. 40%! 40% of children are being born out of wedlock. Is there a possibility that that might have something to do with creating the conditions to generate the... No. It's the patriarchy. It's evil men. Evil white men in particular. We got to change the system. And that would be go socialist. Because that's going to solve all the friggin' problems, right? That's what they want you to hear. So with respect to the root cause of yesterday's discussion with the pastor, we don't want to talk about the root cause. We just want to look at the symptoms. Okay, fatherless homes. And the reason is men. Because men are running out. They're impregnating girls and just ghosting like that. See, that is a 50s mindset, isn't it? Where, in fact, you could have the carnival come to town, and the carnies are there, and some poor, young, naive 16-year-old girl gets knocked up by one of the carnies. And the next day, they're pulling up stakes, and they leave town. She doesn't know who he is, doesn't know his name, doesn't know where he's from, but she finds herself in a situation. Now, what can we talk about today? Where we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have tax returns, we have driver's licenses, we have all kinds of ways to track people. That, by and large, is not happening. But what is the root cause of the issue in the first place? Let's get to the root cause of why this young, naive girl in the 1950s got knocked up by the carny. She made a decision to have sex with this dude. I'm getting so friggin' tired of all women are victims. It's just evil men. Women have agency. In case you didn't know, they are human beings. They make decisions. I'm so sick of this bullshit. Oh, women always. No, you're not. You're a victim if somebody does something criminal to you. If you make a decision, a voluntary decision, to have a child out of wedlock, you are creating the symptoms of the root cause of the problem, and that would be you. But we don't want to hear that, because that would be sexist. That would be whateverist. And, we can't blame men if we actually say, wait a minute, women have agency, they made decisions. See, this whole thing, it's frightening to me. Especially with women, but I mean, it basically, if you're not a white man, it applies to you. No matter what happens with your life, no matter what decision you make, no matter how many dudes you sleep with or guys or whatever you decide to do, it's not your fault. It's the fault of men. white men in particular. What kind of bullshit is this? We hear all the time. Again, I could go on and on. It's a constant argument, and it always works the same. Talk about STEM in college. Wow, we don't have enough women in STEM. That is the symptom. What is the root cause of that? Women are not enrolling in STEM. So we attempt to treat the root cause by offering scholarships and all these incentives, and they still don't want to do it because women have agency. They are deciding to do other things with their lives, as they well should have that opportunity. But it's men who are to blame because there aren't enough female engineers. Aren't enough? What does that even mean? Oh, 51%. Yes, I get it. Right. So we hear all of these things. People making decisions with their lives. Agency. But no responsibility for the consequences of that agency. Men have to take white men in particular, we have to take responsibility for it all. Marriage rate is down. Why? Well, because men suck. Would the root cause of that be the insane divorce court, family court, alimony, child support, etc., so on? That would be the root cause. It's not women are necessarily bad or men are. It's the system. In that case, the system is effed up and needs to be changed. But instead of looking at the root cause, let's look at the symptom. Men not wanting to get married. Well, obviously, they're a bunch of losers. When we look at the divorce statistics, child custody, child support, alimony, etc., and so on, it's not a good deal, okay? Unless you really, really want to have children, it ain't a good deal, you see. And by the way, men have no reproductive rights, but that's because they shouldn't have had sex. But when you say the same thing about the girl involved, well, she's a victim. Wait a minute. If men can prevent becoming a father by not having sex, that's different. You're oppressing her by not. It's just, oh God. But let me sum it up. The bottom line is I'm tired of symptoms being looked at as the problem. The symptoms are symptoms of the root problem. And I think we know in a lot of the environment we're seeing, today, with respect to what's going on, there's a root cause that no one wants to talk about. And certainly not any of our dear politicians, because our politicians are whores. All they care about is getting votes. And if they got to send money to a single mother somewhere to get that vote, you know damn well they will, because it ain't their money, is it? Link below, James Maxwell. Thank you for listening.